Congressman of Tuberville, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'd also like to add on to Senator Kane's thoughts on, Pell grants, government grants, loans. I spent 40 years in education business. It's out of control. We need to use it for the right reasons. It needs to be redrawn. I've seen people take Pell grants, go buy cars with them, drop out of school immediately after they got their Pell grants. I've seen the same thing with loans. There's not enough oversight on it. But we need to put more emphasis on what we're doing in what he's calling the Jobs Act. And we get more out of it if we would just concentrate on it and put some authority behind it and let people know that you've got to do it the right way. And I'm all for jobs training, because I've seen a lot of these kids that go to four-year universities and waste their time and get degrees that they can't get jobs when they get out. Their job's got to be at Walmart or somewhere else like that. And it's not that Walmart's a bad job. It's just if you spend 4 years of your money or the government's money and going to school, you need to have some kind of opportunity to achieve something more successful. I come from Alabama, and we have a industrial base of about $50 billion annually, 300,000 jobs that work in our military industrial base. We have Alabama Shipyard in Austell, USA. We build ships, submarines, you name it. It's an amazing place. I enjoy going into these buildings and watching these people work. What's amazing to me, the stories I get are from some of these major corporations is that they take their own initiative. They're going to fast food places and recruiting and watching people work. And one shipbuilder told me that their best welders have come from fast food joints because they're willing to work. Dr. Lockwood, be careful. You're telling people get up off the couch and go to work. You don't need to say that around here, but they do. We have got to get people back to work. So, Dr. Johnson, you brought up a few minutes ago that our workforce has dropped since World War II. Well, we all know that. I mean, that's a problem. What's the cause and what's the solution to that? I mean, we got to have what's the cause first? We all know we have to have the cause of that since World War II, and the solution. Is it NAFTA, that we sent our manufacturing overseas? Because China has 5-to-1 manufacturing plants compared to us here in the United States. Is that part of it?
Well, Senator, when I think of Alabama, I think of Huntsville and the remarkable success there of the rocket program, which was basically built from scratch in a place that had tremendous, no doubt, potential, but had not previously established itself in that area of technology. And we used to do that a lot, Senator. That was a big lesson out of World War II. We used to do it all around the country, and the private sector did it as well as the public sector. But unfortunately, what's happened due to market forces, and so I'm not blaming any particular individual, is we've shifted much more of that innovative activity towards the East Coast and the West Coast. These are cities that don't like to build more housing. Price of housing is very high. It's hard to move there. A lot of the expertise in the middle skills part of manufacturing, for example, in the Midwest of the United States, is stranded there because the opportunities are other places, but they can't afford to move because of the housing market, and we're not making a best use of our talent. So I think more investments in more communities, including Alabama, which features very highly in our book, by the way, that's the right geographic approach in general to bolstering science and technology. And when it comes to national defense, Senator, I think it lines up even better, because we want to build communities with these skills. People don't move that much. Great. So those skills will stay in this community that's focused on producing submarines or rockets or whatever that community is. That's going to be a very strong local regional defense base. So we'll use a little bit of our disadvantages in our favor in this case, and I think we'll get a better economy and more national security as a result.
Yeah, and I think still in our country, we still have a lot of patriotism out there. Sometimes we don't see that, but people want to work for our military industry, and they make very good money. I mean, but you got to pay a price. You got to sacrifice, and we can't overlook our education in this country. Our education is going south. Take it from somebody that's been in high schools all over this country as my former job. The things that we're teaching are not conducive to push these young men and women in making better for themselves. I mean, they just say, if I get a degree or if I get a diploma in high school, that's good enough. And that's really not good enough. They've got to be incentivized on how to do it. And Mr. Taylor was talking earlier about that. We got to incentivize. But again, it all goes back to our military industry. As you said, Huntsville, it is growing. I just bought a new house up there. I watched it go up, okay? There wasn't, in the entire time that house was built, there wasn't one white American, one black American, or one Asian American that worked on that house. It was people from other countries. Okay, I don't know whether they were legal or not. They said they were, and I asked them. I said, "Make sure there's not." I happen to be a senator. Make sure there's people that are Americans that are working on this house. But we can't build anything. We can't build anything unless we have immigration in this country. I truly believe that. I truly believe that. But we got to do it the right way. Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Senator Tuberville. Senator Rosen, please.